For most of us, buying a home is pretty much the biggest purchase we'll ever make. But before you can even dream about paint colors and furniture, you've got to climb that first huge mountain, saving for the down payment. And let me tell you, that road is a whole lot longer and tougher today than it used to be. So let's just cut right to the chase. If you're a typical American household right now, dreaming of owning your own place, how long is it actually going to take to scrape together that big pile of cash for the down payment? 7 years. That's the national average. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That's more than half a decade of pinching pennies just to get your foot in the door. But even that huge number, it doesn't really tell the whole story. Okay, this timeline really puts things in perspective. Before the pandemic, you were looking at about 4 years. Manageable, right? Then things just went completely off the rails, peaking at a staggering 12 years back in 2022. 12. So yeah, today's 7 years is better, but it's still nearly double the time it took just a few years ago. So the big question is, what on earth is going on? Why is this timeline stretched out so much? Well, it's not just one thing. It's actually a perfect storm of two major economic forces that are working against pretty much everyone trying to buy a house. And here's that squeeze, laid out perfectly. On one side, the goal itself, the price of a home, has just shot through the roof. At the same time, our ability to actually save money to hit that goal has been seriously squeezed. Let's break both of these down. First, let's talk about the houses. Since just 2019, the median home price in the US has skyrocketed by about 55%. That is a massive, massive leap in a really short amount of time. And it has completely changed the math for a down payment. So what does that 55% jump actually mean for your bank account? It means the typical cash you need for a down payment has more than doubled. The goalpost hasn't just moved, it's been launched into a whole new stadium. It's a huge hurdle, both financially and, honestly, psychologically. Now for the other side of this painful equation, our ability to save. As of right now, the personal savings rate is hovering around 5.1%. And that number, that's the slice of our take-home pay that we're actually managing to stash away. And that 5.1%, well, it's way, way down from where it used to be. Why? Because every extra dollar that's now going to pay for more expensive gas or groceries or rent, that's a dollar that can't go into the house fund. It's that classic feeling of your wallet being pulled in a million directions at once. Okay, so things are tougher for individuals. We get that. But why should this matter to the rest of us? Well, turns out a big delay in people buying homes isn't just a personal problem. It sent some pretty major ripple effects across the entire economy. Just think about it. When people can't buy, they're renting for longer. And that means they're missing out on building home equity, which for generations has been one of the main ways to build long-term wealth in America. And that slowdown then spreads out, hitting big industries like construction and mortgages. It even means less spending on all the stuff that goes with a new home, like furniture, appliances, and renovation. Now, it is absolutely crucial to understand that that 7-year national average is just that, an average. It hides a massive, massive range of experiences. Because when it comes to buying a home in America, your zip code can change literally everything. I mean, just look at this. It's a tale of two completely different worlds. In a super expensive city like San Francisco, a family earning the local median income would need to save for more than 36 years. 36? That's practically a whole career. But then you go to a more affordable city like San Antonio, and suddenly that same goal could be hit in just 1 to 2 years. The difference is it's staggering. And the local picture can get even more nuanced. Take communities with a big military presence, for example. There are special programs out there, like VA loans, that can often mean little to no down payment at all, which completely rewrites the savings timeline for anyone who qualifies. So, you've probably heard that old rule that you need a 20% down payment. But that's not really what most people are doing. In 2025, the average buyer put down about 14.4%. The rest, of course, is the mortgage. But here's the really interesting and kind of sobering twist. You'd think that with prices being so high, people would be putting down a smaller percentage. But the average has stayed pretty much the same. And the tough reason why? These sky-high prices aren't just making it harder to buy. They're pushing a lot of aspiring homeowners with lower incomes completely out of the market. They're not part of the average because they can't even get in the game anymore. So let's pull all this together. What does this new reality actually mean for anyone who dreams of owning a home today?
Here's the bottom line. While we've thankfully pulled back from that insane 12-year saving nightmare, we have not gone back to the way things were. The journey to owning a home is just fundamentally harder now. It takes more time, more patience, and frankly, a lot more money than it did in the not so distant past.
And that leaves all of us with one final, really important question. Is this new, longer, 7-year journey the new standard? For millions of people, the dream of owning a home is still alive and well, but it sure feels like the path to get there has been completely redrawn, leaving us all to wonder, have the goalposts been moved for good?